Ladies and gentlemen, hello. It's another evening here for the ESL Pro League. We're kicking it back off again after a week hiatus, of course, taking time off for that of Copenhagen Games, where some of the new talent is nurtured and spotted. We did get to see that one go down. And now we find ourselves in Copenhagen here at the Intel Esports Arena for another day of the ESL Pro League. Match day 13. We're going to be delving into this one. We get to see FaZe. And of course, lots of things have changed, including FaZe. In fact, rosters have been switched for a variety of different reasons. And I'll be talking to the guys at the desk to get our heads around exactly how everything's shaping up. G2 are going to be playing today. You get to see them once again with Mixwell after Shox' surgery has gone down. He'll be making a new team with some various French chums. And that's all coming up on the show. We're going to be talking to these guys. You don't want to miss this.
Welcome to the Game Flip pre-show.
Indeed, welcome to the Game Flip pre-show. Game Flip, of course, providing some sponsorship here for the ESL Pro League and are proudly celebrating the Pro League with a giveaway, $10,000 worth of goodies, hardware, in-game items, and game time. All of that good stuff. You can see the link below. It's just gameflip.com/ESL. And look at my cronies. Indeed, we're back. We have Yanko and Chad here at the Xfinity Analyst Desk. And your casters who we'll be talking to during the Game Flip pre-show. We have Henry G. And a little special treat. We get Jason Moses O'Toole hanging out with us.
Specializing in play-by-play now, he says.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's time.
You bringing it back?
I feel it's time to really step things up. I've been practicing for a long time.
Just for the occasion, Jason. Thanks for dressing up for the European broadcast.
Got my pants on and everything, Chad.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
It is going to be a long day for Jason, so he can
that's
dress
right.
casually.
Yeah, so let's start the things. Let's start getting the jabs in now because it is going to be a long day.
Yeah, you know, when it
He
gets
needs to
to
start off slow, but he's going to hit that 100%.
when you get to that like 10th hour of casting and talking, I think you'll probably
when it
hit
hits
your prime.
when it hits like 5:30 in the morning and there's still 2 games left, I think is when it might snap.
So
might
if you
might be it.
If you guys are fans of Europe and North American Pro League, you get a whole lot of Jason. So we look forward to that one, and that's all coming up on today. We can go ahead and talk about the schedule. We talked about FaZe. Yes, indeed, we have 2 streams running simultaneously. For us, though, we're going to be focusing on FaZe, Envy, Na'Vi Nip, and G2 North. This is where I turn to you, Henry, and I say, what on earth do you have to look forward to? I mean, that Na'Vi Nip just seems like a bit of an enigma for me.
I'm looking forward to EnVyUs. Just dropped out of the top 30. Looking to prove themselves, scrapper in the league.
See that, don't you?
I want to see what they can bring to the table. I think it's do or die time for EnVyUs now. If I'm the owner of this org, and I'm thinking I've kept up this CS team since they won the major back in 2015 in Cluj, Alex. It's been the same course since that win, right? It's gone horribly wrong. Started up at the very top, now the rock bottom. I think they've got a couple more months left in them before I'm ripping those contracts up and saying, get the hell out of my side.
Listen to angry Henry.
I was going to say Shox and Smiths are out there just waiting in the wins, waiting to scrap together a team.
Surely that's going to be the catalyst to it, to an EnVyUs shuffle, right? As in the fact that suddenly there's a new talent on the market, right?
Sure. Yeah, it's just for me, it just doesn't really make any sense right now. What is this team really aiming for? What's the next step? They keep changing rosters, brought by Kiyoshima. Is that really going to be working things out? I'm not so sure. He's the AWP now. I'm not that excited. FaZe should be running away with that one. But I'm kind of hopeful. Maybe EnVyUs have turned things around. We'll see what they can do here today.
Fingers crossed indeed. Now, I can feel the vinegar boiling up inside of you.
So we'll go back to Henry.
So away from you for a second regarding Envy. However, we have had equal rage from 1 or 2 members of our analyst desk regarding North. Now, the Danish roster have been under in our crosshairs for a while now, and they are going to be playing a game today versus G2. What do you reckon, Yanko?
I know, Alex. We usually tend to go into deeper discussions about good teams. So about North, they're just like down there with LDLC, I guess, this season.
They have not gone.
Well, they didn't even win their local event just recently.
They didn't
get
like,
to the final.
Okay, guys, this is in our backyard. Let's go get a win, get some confidence going before these big tournaments. Then they go on and can't even make the grand final.
Yeah, was it Imperial they lost to?
No, they lost to someone even worse.
They lost to Imperial. They lost to it was Tansky, Asilian,
that's right, yeah, and
Esperanto, Nuki, 2 Lithuanian players. In Nexa, they lost to a Serbian.
That's what you like to hear.
Oh, Jesus.
Serbians are coming, qualified for Marseille and all of that,
Watch out.
people winning games, beating Danes.
They're coming. Well, we can breathe in the standings. We'll say goodbye to your castles. We'll hear more from Henry and Moses as we do get into your first game, FaZe versus Envy. Chad, I still cannot comprehend the fact that we've got Na'Vi and Space Soldiers locked in for the offline finals.
And we finally reached a point in the season where we can talk about who's probably going to make the finals. Now, normally it comes down to the last week. There's a lot of moving and shaking, but week number 5, right? We're getting there now.
Yeah.
We've only got 3 weeks left, and Na'Vi and Space Soldiers, like you said, sitting pretty towards the top there. They don't have a lot of losses as well. You look over that loss column, they still have a lot of games to play, and it's looking good for these teams.
And someone who maybe doesn't have as good of a score at the moment, but is definitely maybe even the hottest team right now is Astralis.
Yeah.
They've been doing great on 15-map win streak, I believe, something along those lines. They're undefeated in ECS, the other online league. They've really stepped up, recently. So it's going to be interesting to see moving forward some of the big lands, how are they going to perform, and obviously Mouse Sports continuing to improve throughout 2018.
And something that, don't sleep on, a team that I think we could probably see actually climb the ladder quite quickly, the standing, is Hellraisers. Actually, just taking a little glance at that, they've played a dramatically less games than anyone else. They've played something like, 6, 7 games. The rest of them are sitting there like 5 wins, 9 losses. This could be a real kind of last-minute crawl to across the finish line from Hellraisers.
They're kind of grinding as well, kind of like Mouse Sports were, when this roster kind of came together. And now that we have Hellraisers, another international team, they're slowly, getting better and better results. There's like a blip on the radar where they do well, another one where they do quite poorly. But impressive nonetheless, considering the players that have been thrown into this team. A year ago, none of us knew who Woxic was, right? I've been playing a bit of FPLC. I've been playing with that tier down from FPLN last week, and you get to see a lot of these young kids and like how good their aim is, and all this. And these old players in the next couple of years are all going to come out of nowhere, Alex. I think we're going to be having a lot more young blood in the scene very soon.
Absolutely. It's something that we're seeing more and more of as the roster changes have been announced. In our week off, there's been an abundance of talent and roster changes that we want to talk about. And one thing else was announced, and that's, of course, ESL Brazil. Belo Horizonte is going to be going down. We're going to take a little look at what that event's going to have to offer.
Has Alu go look low, hits the diffuser, Fallen gets back. That is incredible, absolutely brilliant play from Fallen.
Teams have yet to be announced for Belo Horizonte, but it will be 8 of the top teams playing on between June 15th and 17th.
I have a good feeling SK will be there, Alex.
You know what? I think you might be onto something.
Yeah, there's a small chance that the Brazilian team may be at the Brazilian event.
With Stewie 2K.
Isn't it just bonkers?
What?
Isn't it actually insane? Before all this went down, I think Yanko and I, maybe 24 hours before all this went down, we did like a, what would you say it is? I don't know, it was like a Skype call for something.
Oh, yeah. We did an interview, talk show
and we were talking about this within that interview because like all these roster changes hadn't happened yet. And then 24 hours after, like pretty much everything like happened that we were speaking about. And neither of us were sold on the Stewie 2K move because there are a lot of good players in the Brazilian scene who you could probably pick up. Now, Stewie is an amazing player. His trajectory since he's come on, since he came about and said, I wanted to play on Cloud9, that's where he wanted to be. He lived up to his dream. The kid won a major.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic player going to a fantastic team, but I just think like it's a really weird move for SK.
I mean, it makes sense for Stewie, actually. I think the Stewie moving to SK part makes sense. The SK picking up Stewie doesn't. I mean,
I don't know if it does. Stewie is a player that you probably would be willing to build your franchise around. So if he was unhappy in Cloud9, there's a good chance they would have rehauled that whole roster for him and get him the players he wanted. I guess it was him, once he learned that was a possibility, getting a chance to play with Fallen and Cold, right, I guess, and for, 2-time major champions, best player in the world, best in-game leader in the world, sick opera, right, it's just, such a lucrative opportunity for you, and you go for it. But for me, it is an issue because you have to remember SK Gaming, it's a team that won 5 out of the 7 tournaments last summer and still made the roster change, whether it's Phelps leaving or them removing him. I'm sure it wasn't just him like saying, yeah, see ya guys, and solely his decision. Sure, the change was going to be made. So, and that was a change because of style, not because Phelps isn't a skilled player. He definitely is. Stewie, again, very skilled. I don't think that's a question at all. It's just about whether he's the right fit, and you don't really see it happening on paper. Their skill, sure, can win them even tournaments, big tournaments, but for SK, as we've learned throughout their history as a team, it's always about being consistent and always being up there. A couple of small results, even this is like 2-3 tournaments where they were underperforming. Bam, roster change happening instantly.
Yeah, absolutely. And his debut match, you wouldn't believe it, Stewie's going to be playing Cloud9. That's going to be coming up first, so that's going to be a lot of fun. FNS has been announced as the in-game leader, and we could talk about this for hours. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you're a fan of, we are going to be talking now a bit more about FaZe and Envy. Now, I think FaZe are going to be our first port of call here because, once again, believe it or not, more changes to be discussed. Slap my hand on the table and say, we will not get to see FaZe at full capacity, of course, due to personal reasons. Olof has stepped down from the roster.
It's just important. I don't think people were as clear about it, maybe. It's like, this is not a roster change. It's not exist coming into the team instead of Olof. It's exist coming in as a stand-in for a couple of months until Olof sorts out all his personal stuff, which is very unfortunate, obviously, first for Olof, and then for the FaZe lineup as a whole. And when you look at it, exist is probably one of the better, if not the best option that they had, because you need to realize all these players are under contract, right? Who can you pick up? I know they were in talks with Shocks, but he couldn't commit to as long as a period that they needed a player for. They didn't want to change to a player after a month and get another one in. Exist was available for more or less the whole stretch that they initially think they will need a stand-in for, and a very experienced player, and sure has played in that type of level for a long time.
And Counter-Strike will be here when Olof gets back. I mean, he made it very clear in his kind of social media presence that he doesn't want to, to talk about it at length. He's just saying that I will be back, but I don't know when. So that's going to be Olof's situation. Of course, our thoughts go out to him. But now Exist, taking on that in-game leadership role, was what he did dance around with in NIP. But now we get to take a little look at what he's going to be up to here for FaZe. We're going to learn a bit more about the player before we talk further.
Exist has been around since 1.6, but not as the in-game leader role we know him for today, but for his ability to wreck some heads. But ever since CSGO came out, he's taken the role as the in-game leader for NIP, a role where strategy, callouts, and team management is priority number one, and where fragging...
Shocks is so good, but Exist... Oh no! Exist can't get the frag!
...isn't the top priority. The Swedish CSGO prodigy had lots of good performances with NIP, like winning IM Oakland 2017.
An incredible story! NIP defend their Oakland title!
But the joy was short, as he was benched in early 2018. After Olaf Meister's departure from FaZe, Exist has been brought back into the fold at FaZe Clan, not as in-game leader, but taking over Olaf's role as entry fragger. Going back to his former style, we might see more of this. Or maybe more of this. We're about to find out.
Analysts a little hyped up. I just hear them muttering "so sick" repeatedly under their breath. Gents, getting a little bit nostalgic.
A lot of people aren't dinosaurs in the Counter-Strike realms. I've been watching this game now for the better part of my life. And I remember watching that clip live. This is when I'd stay up until like 4 o'clock in the morning, Alex, because it's just for the love of the game like Jason does. But Exist, as a player, before, when he first joined Fnatic, he was a fragger. Like, that's what he was. His job was just to be under Khan and do what he's told. And then he kind of got groomed by Khan towards the end of the Fnatic era. Then when we had CSGO come out, made the transition. I guess there was the in-game leadership stuff with Fifi and this, that, and the other. But
it's going to be really interesting to see that transition, isn't it? Just complete weight off your shoulders, go shoot people.
Yeah, you also have to remember he played with Kerrigan in that Fnatic lineup towards the end of 1.6, where they were the best team in the world, with Freeze and Zipex, I believe, was in that lineup for a while. So very interesting mix to have, and I agree. I think Exist is going to play a lot better individually, that he doesn't have to in-game lead and doesn't feel the pressure of having to deliver for this lineup. Obviously, you want to prove yourself, right, to market yourself, and you have the luxury of playing with guys like Guardian, Nico, Rain, You're definitely not expected to be the carry of this team. And have to remember, even despite, some of his performances, for example, Oakland, which was Rez's tournament, right, but that final map, it was Exist. Exist won them basically the tournament, right, with performance on Cash, the final map, I very few performances in the last year a single player had so much impact in one map. Like all crucial rounds, he would get 2 or 3 kills, all the important kills and so forth. So Exist definitely has the skill, and I'm interested to see how he's going to play now when he doesn't really have that much pressure on his shoulders.
And that is what I want to explore. Chad, straight into you here with the big question, which is, we've seen time and time again, or have we seen time and time again, when someone loses the pressure of leadership, of guiding a team, of whether it's motivator or whatever it is, you do tend to just see them look 10 times better on the server, that complete freedom.
And as long as he has still been playing, you know, since getting benched, then we're definitely going to see that. But it's bang on, right? Because he's going to come into this, and Yanko already mentioned the big names. Any other player, any other team, you'd be like, oh, he's replacing Olaf, he's replacing the #1 star.
Sure.
Well, exactly like Yanko said, you have Nico, you have Guardian, and you have Rain, who are all putting up amazing numbers, you know, in the last year. It's not like he is going to have to be that carry. So him coming in, he's going to perform with that weight off his shoulders. And if it is more of an entry frag, kind of going in first and kind of feeling the game, he's the one getting told what to do. So there's even less thinking. Let's just look at your crosshair and find headshots.
Listen to what he's been told.
Exactly. And I don't think it should be too difficult for him to slot in and find frags.
And you know, yes, we were criticizing Exist a bit. He isn't the most strategic of in-game leaders and all of that, but Kerrigan is. And when you look at, you know, having someone as Exist to give you an idea, you know, to be the secondary caller, mid-round, give you a couple of ideas. That's also a great benefit for Kerrigan. The biggest problem for FaZe in some of these finals that they've lost has been adapting late game, you know, on the T side, or missing some, you know, having some bad calls, or maybe running out of ideas. And someone like Exist, albeit not as strategical, can definitely bring in a new perspective to the team.
And he's done something that Kerrigan hasn't been able to, which is winning a major. So you never know what big tournaments we're going to see these guys in the finals of coming up.
We talk about it, it's, you know, it's a blessing of disguise in a sense. I think it would have been so if it was a shorter period of time, but because it's still unknown, it's obviously not as beneficial. But I still think in the short run, you will see probably a rejuvenated FaZe to an extent, even if, you know, Olaf is undoubtedly a better player and, you know, better everything, basically. But just this change of pace is likely going to do some good for FaZe after a couple of crushing losses.
And will it do good for Exist? So I wanted to just know, like, kind of changing the pace a bit away from the server and more towards Exist as a player and career prospects.
Sure.
You've just left the team after a very extended tenure and up and down pits and troughs of success. My question here is, what does he gain from doing this? Is it just a bit of stopping the limelight, putting himself in the shop window?
Yeah, well, he's putting himself up for sale, right? So there's the big thing there. And also when you come in and you play with a different team after so long, it's a different environment. So first of all, it's difficult because you have these things that you normally rely on your teammates and the way that they react, especially as an in-game leader. But him coming in here, he kind of gets to do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to worry about all those other factors.
Learning to play again.
It's also interesting the fact, I do believe the rumors were true, that he was at least in advanced talks with C9, and I guess it was, you know, up to some details to be sorted out. But then when FaZe came in, he decided not to commit to a team where he would have been a full-fledged member, to play as a stand-in in a different team. And I don't think there's a very, very, very slim chance that even if this extends to like 6 months, that FaZe decides to keep Exist instead of. I don't think that's really going to happen. So he knowingly went to be a stand-in instead of a full-fledged member. Now, whether that's not wanting to move to NA really, or maybe not having as much faith in the new C9 roster with the extra changes that were in place as well, just think it's a very interesting move from Exist to accept to be a lone player, a trial player, rather than being a full-time member in another lineup.
Absolutely, and they're going to be jumping into Cash first between Envy and FaZe. We're going to open up the conversation now to your commentators. We do have the beautiful...
got a little bit of a microphone situation.
Okay. That's all right. I know what you do in North America. We tend to have our headsets on.
I told him, let's get out there early. Let's make sure we get the headsets on. Jason said no.
I'm hanging out. I'm
good. For the game. Sort it out.
Jason, do you want a hand?
So,
he's got it. He's got it.
I think I fixed it.
Oh, okay.
Wrong side, of course, but never mind.
Well, that's the only way to do it, guys. Unless you
Actually,
everyone's getting a bit carried away.
Tensions are high.
Let's calm it down. Let's turn it down a notch. And I guess I'll just kind of throw the conversation we've been kind of lost in over to you guys as well, just to expand upon it. Your hair looks great, Henry. Don't worry.
It's a bit over the place.
Yeah, it's kind of like an electrocuted hedgehog, but like in a stylish way.
It's like when you touch one of those like electrical balls.
Yeah, kinda. So the conversation we're having is, what does Exist gain from... The chances are he's turned down Cloud9, right, in order to pursue this trial period. I want to know what you think as he jumps into game.
He's been kicked from an IP, and now he finds himself in the world's #1 team, Jason. That doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No, it's if you're gonna get kicked from a team, this is certainly the way you want to land, isn't it? Yeah, I think he's almost playing for a contract. I guess it would be in a way. You know, it's
a good chance to showcase himself and show he's still got it, right? I think when IP got very stale, a lot of pressure on him to be the in-game leader there for so long, and be stuck in like kind of ruined ways, I guess. But either way, it's going to be Happy to open things up here. They go towards the B-bomb site. FaZe do fully commit. You can see the bomb is there making its way towards headshot. Happy's already found one of those. He did take down Carrigan. Bomb will be planted, though, but Guardian will drop at the same time. Happy doing a very good job taking down Guardian. 5 versus 3. The retake will begin, and it's looking quite good for Team EnVyUs here.
Yeah, this is exactly how you want to play a retake strategy onto a bomb site. 2 kills before the bomb even gets planted makes things much, much easier. Now look how patient they can be. They have no kit, so it is a bit dangerous. Crossfires need to be perfect for FaZe. They need to peek at all the right moments, but it doesn't matter. Scream zapping away, finds a headshot, and this is a wash for Envy. They are running over FaZe, and they're going to win that first pistol quite handily.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad at all. Happy doing a very good job. A very simple approach from FaZe. All 5 players not rushing towards B, but certainly committing at the very start, waiting for initial grenades and aggression for the CTs, then pushing through a flashbang and a smoke. They went in. Happy got 2 shots from heaven. Bit disappointing that really, consider they couldn't even trade him out. But he did have that silence USP. He comes out on top. Envy, 5 versus 3 once the bomb was planted. And sure, they had no kits, but they're very patient, making sure they go together, not running in and giving up kills for absolutely nothing. So good job by Team EnVyUs. They are certainly not the favourites here tonight, but they are rebuilding. Remember, they have got the addition of Kiyoshima now. Haji, I assume, is playing full-time for them at this point. I'm not 100% sure. He was from the academy team originally, so he's now part of the full squad. They did have XMS marking for them the first few weeks of Pro League, so we'll see whether this is the full lineup at this point. Happy, ready and waiting towards the door. He should be able to get a couple of kills at least. He has had all the attention taken away from him. Struggling somewhat. Bomb will be planted, but EnVyUs kills still ringing in. It's going to be an Envy round as Happy finishing things off. Good stuff by Scream to find a couple. The bomb did get down, and it was pretty much an eco there from FaZe. As you can see, they will be buying up AKs in the next round. They did get the bomb down in the first, so they found themselves in a position to get the bomb down here. They'll be having a lot of money going into the first, what should be gun round now. They can even bring up an AWP if they really want to go glass cannon. Not going to be the case. Going for 5 AKs here. Trying to shut down the rifles on the other side on the CT forces. 3 of those. An MP9 for RPK. Haji purchased up the M4 as well. Like we said, academy player looking to prove himself, and what a team he's got to do it up against today. Envy with a 2-0 start. Can they hold off the force buy here from FaZe after getting the bomb down a couple of times?
Well, guns are out, and FaZe actually taking control of mid. Kerrigan's going to lead the way as the smokes and the utility is used. And here's Rain, eats a grenade, and Haji's got that opening kill on Nico, and great damage is done as well. This has been stopped, and you don't frequently see this. Another nade. The utility from Envy is going perfectly here, and I think FaZe has just stopped cold in this one. 4-on-2 scenario, and all this presence and all this attention they put on mid has gotten them absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's been very all-in strategies from FaZe here. They haven't really shown us a default as of yet. That's just very hard towards middle. All 5 players committing again, taking down one by one. And you can see everyone at Envy, no one had an amazing round there. This is good, efficient team play as Guardian takes one down.
We often see the CT teams really struggle to hold on to mid control. We've seen teams, put a lot of bodies, a lot of nades there as well at the start of rounds, and it's not always a winning scenario for the defense. So this turns out beautifully for them, and they've already got the flank. Haji has shrunk the map. He's pushed out towards the truck outside of that A staging area, and Guardian's got nothing left to do but take a 1-on-2 here. Hasn't realized it quite yet. And there's actually a free call. I don't know what Kiyoshima is looking at, but Scream certainly hasn't outplayed.
The problem is, as soon as he gets that 1 kill, there's no chance he gets a second. Either one he got, he's going to be traded out. Good positioning from Envy. We're pretty prepared for every scenario there. It did cost him a bit more than they maybe anticipated, considered as like a 4-on-1. Lost a couple of frags towards the end, but that should be fine because this looks like an eco for FaZe. Maybe a bit of a partial buy coming in. You can see Deagles. PD50 is being purchased here. No armor, though. It will just be the upgraded pistols, no nades at all. So a chance for them to try and get the bomb down again. Very unlucky they win this round. Envy is fully equipped for the first time. They bring in 1, make it 2 AK-47s. Remember, they won a previous round with like the FAMAS, the MP9, and 3 M4s. Here's Rain, quite deadly with the Desert Eagle. We'll see whether he can open things up. He is looking in the right position for the player. Boosted up. Can't quite find that magical first headshot, though, and have to fade away. Didn't really inflict any damage whatsoever. So, good idea, good approach. Couldn't quite land the shot. Even more so now. As he will take him down. The young gun takes down Rain, and this is not looking too good now. For these sort of rounds to happen, for them to work, you do need that initial 1D to come in. It has to be an instant kill, put the CDs on the back foot, force a reaction, but if you give it away, it will spiral out of control. Happy helps himself to 2 more kills. Exist finally takes him down. Remember, he is part of this lineup as a substitute. Olaf Meister removed himself due to personal issues, and he'll surely be watching the boys, and we hope very well. Hopefully it's okay over there where he is. We'll see him back in action in no time at all.
I think we're good for me to be back in action as well, Henry. We had
back?
another headphone situation.
I could see something was going on over there.
There was a lot of tinkering going on, but I should be good to go. This is probably the first, I guess you'd call it the first real buy that FaZe got. They went for that early third round buy, but this time they have the AWP, they have all the nades they could possibly want. So everything you could desire for this T side, and you see the AWP boosted up, and now it looks like we're going to get that default out of FaZe. Everyone spreads out across the map. They don't want to try and go for any early presence. Don't want to try and take mid control quite yet. We'll let some of this utility from Envy fade away early on. And Exist is going to be leading the way over towards that B-bomb site, a little bit more aggressive than his teammate.
Yep. He is filling in the roles for Olof. He's basically just taking every position he played on each map and is trying to play the roles
right.
best.
I did see that tweet from Nico.
Yes.
It's just like it's a plug and play, essentially.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. We don't know how long this could be for. It could be 1 month, could be 3. You don't know. So there's no point rearranging the entire team, making everyone else uncomfortable. You might as well do what you can with him. He's a smart enough player who's experienced enough to make that happen. Sure, he's not going to frag as hard as Olof, but if he can just hold the positions, not give up his kill for nothing, and just play with the team, I think that's absolutely fine. Unfortunately, though, Nico, he will be taken down first. He normally plays towards that squeaky door.
He was spammed down through it by Happy, yeah.
Oh, really?
A couple different sequences, yeah, that's rough for him. He's just trying to fall away after taking massive damage. And now this is where FaZe, they started to look a little lost, very centralized. It was 2 players boosted over. Yep. Kiyoshima's going to be there to hold that off. There is going to be a pinch towards the A side. It's all down to timing of this boost. Guardian, he spots it out, but it's too late. He unscoped. He's down to 6 HP. He's neutralized. He's held back. There's Exist with a kill, and now FaZe tries to work their way in. And the trades all go their way. Even though there's been massive damage done, they get the frags necessary to get into the bomb site.
It's not looking too bad now at all for FaZe. Problem is, low HP players all over the shop. Missed shot there as well from Guardian. 6 HP. Looks like Kiyoshima's already opted for the save. His teammate may be thinking otherwise. RPK going to jump up on the truck here, but surely no way he finds this kill. He actually does. And now low HP players in front of him. This is still possible. Kiyoshima was looking like he was going to fall away. Guardian's going to burn there for sure. Carrigan left in a 2 versus 1 time, ticking away, but it does not matter. RPK steps up just as Kiyoshima was looking a little bit timid, a little bit tentative on his way forward to a bomb site. RPK steps up and says, you know what, I'll handle this, and manages to defuse the bomb, Molotov Guardian out of position, and win that 2 versus 1 efficiently.
Yeah, the tank, a great retake. The Molotov helping out massively. Guardian, a couple missed shots there down the stretch in that round, which you have to be bummed out about, putting themselves in a 3-on-2. Yeah, Keo felt the pressure, and I think he just kind of backed away because he knew it was RPK who was going to have to take the move. When he's getting shot at from the rafters and he knows one peek is going to come from lower, he just keeps himself safe and allows RPK the chance to get into the action, and it works beautifully. But 3 kills, the plant, he's at least done an okay job of dealing some damage to the economy, making sure they can have another one, and look at this push.
He times it so well. This is what we used to call the Pronax boost back in 2014. So he heard them spamming at the very start, obviously waiting for the reload. Then he jumps up and tries to surprise them. Unfortunately, no one there. Quite a nice idea from the new addition to Envy.
At the very least, it gives them information, right? It shrinks the map a little bit. They now know A main is clear for the moment. There's the double wall set up in mid, which is great, because when you feel like you're losing mid, you want to get information elsewhere, and that's exactly what Haji has done for them there. And Happy now going to make the play, hiding behind this smoke, and he's spotted out. That's a dangerous game, and he gets punished, and now RPK, everything to do. He is stellar at this B-bomb site. A follow-up headshot into a 3-on-3. There's the flashbang from a teammate. He almost gets another one, but Scream has arrived to at least help out.
That was looking quite good. Scream needs to show us what he can do. We haven't really seen anything amazing from him since that one infamous game at the Major. He got like 38 kills. That was quite impressive. But still waiting for him to really show us what he can do still, whether he's still capable of the sort of amazing encounters he used to bring to the table. Here we go then. Haji, lovely shot. Snaps onto the head of Rain there. Gets the bomb. He seems to know exactly where Nico is. It's a difficult 1v1 to win up against one of the world's best here. Haji opting for the long con. Here we go, back round towards the vent, and Nico will have no idea this is the case. Well, he's going to be allowed to pick up the bomb. Haji may be playing himself a bit here. You have to come through the vent now, and if that vent's not shot out, he's in a lot of trouble. I think he probably is.
You get these new players into the one-on-ones, and now he has time to think, and I think that's why he outpositions himself.
Well, this could be quite nice. The fact that he went round towards B, snuck through the checkers, and obviously Nico is expected from B main. It does actually work out. Timing's in his favor, and it will be 6-0 in favor of Team Envy. That's Haji getting 3 kills in this particular round, up against one of the world's best teams. And like we said, coming for the Academy team, I'm going to just drive that home a few more times. Yeah. He hasn't played top-level CS before, and here he is performing in a 1v1 against Nico. Looked like a bit of a questionable decision, but it panned out perfectly.
Closes out a situation where Envy was in a 3-on-5 at one one point. That was great. RPK gets him the equalizer, gets him back into a 3-on-3, but Haji is the real hero there, obviously. And FaZe is just getting outplayed all across the map. Nico down at 1 kill right now. Pretty much everyone hovering around 3 and 4 for the rest of the team, but it's starting to look dire. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, they still do have the economy low, so FaZe just needs to get that 1 win, right? And then you can start having an easier buy against enemy. Then you can start having an easier time of gaining control, not a whole lot of utility. And this is going to be heavy towards the A bomb site.
Yeah, this smoke goes towards short, allowing players just to focus completely on the bomb site itself. We'll see where that lands. I think it's towards short. It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute, hasn't it?
So towards highway at the very top, and you'll see that segregates AWPers just like that. CTs can't really do much about this, but Hadji certainly can. He's going for the triple, Jason. He's actually pulled it off as well. Rain, Zist, and Nico drop like flies, but still fighting in the round is Carrigan. He'll be taken down quickly. What a round that was. Blink and you'll miss it. It looked like it was a great execution, but Hadji stepping up, the 3-man spray down through smoke as well. He spotted one and just kept firing. Did so much damage, bought himself some time. And then FaZe could do nothing about that whatsoever. They're down to another eco here, even with the maximum loss bonus.
Yeah, they didn't get the plant that time. And also, crucially, that triple kill from Haji is huge in another way, in that it allows, 3 players to survive that round. So look, you've got RPK all of a sudden at 6,000. Scream and Kiyoshima have another buy behind this as well. So as long as Envy can keep more players up, that bank is going to get intimidating again. And all the work that FaZe has done to grind it down low will have been for nothing.
Yeah, that's the real problem. They're not going to be winning this round either. This is probably Envy keeping, 3?
Ooh.
Lovely headshot. Carrigan can't find another. That was their chance, really. And RPK is looking strong tonight, isn't he?
He is. He's looking. I mean, he's always the guy we've talked about, that B bomb site on Cash. That's his kind of bomb site. He's one of the players that usually, during some good runs of form in the French teams in the past, he's been the one who's just been like, well, B against RPK is not an easy thing to take over, and showing that quality again here. But obviously, Haji is going to be the conversation kicker. 12 and 5 for him. A couple triple kill rounds to keep them in their winning ways. Guardian's got his op back. Happy has his. Boy, do I miss having the happy opping conversations.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? Well, is he the main author at this point now? 6 is gone.
I guess I kind of have to be, don't you? He's gotten his wish finally.
Like, 6 is out of there. But he was always like an okay all-player. It was nothing amazing,
well,
right?
Remember when they won the major at Cluj, he was I don't know if he was opping during that, but he was like doing the op lurk at times,
Sure.
and that's like he was pretty impressive with that. I mean, he was the best player at that tournament at the time, so not to justify it 3 years later, but
yeah, sure. Like, it just doesn't feel like this is the solution, But
no,
you
this
never
is
know.
definitely a band-aid, isn't it?
And we'll see what he can do. 6 up, didn't really light the world on fire with the AWP. I thought he was a decent rifler, if I'm honest. But he's now been removed, so I'm not sure what his future holds for him. Either way, it will be still Scream. That's what we wanted to see. Those AK-47 headshots. Only gets 1, though. Good trade coming in from Guardian. 5 on 4, as they do have the mid control now. You can see the bomb currently located towards A main. It's going to be Nico, of course, in towards the squeaky door. That's how he likes to reside. Hasn't really found a frag, as I think he's on 1. As they will pincer towards the site. It's going to be Haji waiting for them, though. He's playing in front of the door right now. Here's his swing open. As his play granted him another kill here. It's going to be hiding, hoping to find good timings here, and he certainly will. Taste exist, and he'll be challenged here. Surely doesn't get another. How does he keep doing this time and time again, and he's still alive? Nico hasn't even gone for the trade, and the bomb's down. He fades away in towards A main. There's only 20 seconds remaining now. Happy misses an absolutely vital shot, and 2-on-2 begins. It's going to be Haji looking for more, and he might just get it. Turns away from flashbangs coming in. RPK to back him up. Good trades once again, an EnVyUs run away with the round. They can't even get the bomb down, Jason.
No, this is astounding. They are being outplayed by Haji. That kind of presence, he gets that 1 kill up highway. Carrigan can't get the follow-up, and Nico is assuming that's at least going to get traded because he's got great positioning inside the bomb site. He's got the winning position. He's only got 1 kill, and he hasn't really kind of taken over this game that we know that Nico can. It almost feels like, yes, smart to get that kind of positioning, that leverage inside the bomb site, but you want to see him turn and get that trade and make sure his teammates can secure their route into the A bomb site.
Well, there we have it. If you're just joining us and wondering what in God's name is going on right now, let me tell you.
We don't know either.
Exist is filling in for Olofmeister tonight. This is the inaugural showing of this new look roster. This is only announced, 2 days ago maybe?
Yeah.
Their practice regime can't have been that deep. They've probably been on the server just instead of practicing with him, they've probably just been going through all the roles. All these variational strategies. I think that'd be more beneficial than trying to run scrims with him. So he's probably just been doing that and he's trying to make the most of it. The whole team looks a bit shambolic right now. Nothing's really going their way. Props to EnVyUs, they're looking decent. Some of their players are really stepping up.
Yeah, they have done a very good job, and then obviously fueled by some incredible individual performances. Haji's had a number of triple kills. Happy now with the off, gonna peek in, takes his time with that first kill on Do Exist, goes for the follow-up. There's the jump off the box.
Don't know why he wouldn't leave after getting taken up with that, but...
Yeah, you would think it would be better to fall back, but I mean, thankfully he's got his teammates here. Nico has good positioning, but he's in such a tough spot. Players on both sides of him, and it's all down to Rain, even with Happy maybe getting over-aggressive after that initial kill, and there's Haji around the smoke. You love the aggression, the confidence out of him, though.
It's normally FaZe, they do their best work on the T side as well, on Cash. CT side is always a little bit up and down for them, but T side is always phenomenal. That's where they can just run around with the AK-47s, got all that firepower, they've got the AWP of Guardian, going in as decent units, they've got good fakes on this map, good execution, we've seen their smokes, but nothing going well for them tonight. This feels like a done game, 10-0. If they can still get 10-5, don't get me wrong, that would be a winnable half still. But at this point, I don't see them getting much more than maybe 3 rounds this half.
Yeah, 5 rounds in this half would be a victory in and of its own. And the tough part is they've kind of lost that easy route of resetting the economy and kind of gaining 2 or 3 easy ones after that. Now we get the boost up. Haji, seen him.
It's a good time to drop it in as well,
Yeah, it really is, unsuspecting perhaps.
Like, they normally spam that at the start. You haven't dropped this in once. They're going to be trying to mix things up and go for maybe a heavy execution, something like that. And you've got this player, and they might not be checking this. Haji's been a monster towards quad and the bomb site itself.
It allows him to be mobile as well towards highway and towards middle. And the tough thing, I don't think we've seen Guardian in the door yet, and that might catch Happy off guard. The jump comes out. Oh, he's lucky to have his life on that one. Guardian, we know he can land those shots. Nico jumped across, and Happy didn't take the shot, but wasn't aware that Guardian was there as well.
Nico just down to Galil on this round, just a note. Suggests they will be going for a set piece because they needed the utility. So whether he'll be smoking towards quad is yet to be seen, but Rain does sneak through middle. A chance here, finally. 5-on-3 once again. They have lost these before. I'm not going to get too excited just yet. Kiyoshima answers back quickly, finds Exist, and Haji still boosted here. Goes to the execution on Karrigan, and it's enough, but he has no idea where that's coming from. Rain from Highway deals with him. A Scream still alive. I want to see that aim. I want to see some of those taps from him. Hasn't really done anything too impressive in the last year or so. As it now is 30 seconds remaining. Scream. That's the kind of shots I'm talking about, Jason.
Yeah, those are the exact ones.
Like, you want to see him nail those, right?
Well, the tough thing is he's now passed that information on to Keo. He's like, there's one coming behind you, but Keo knows he has to get aggressive, and that's beautiful. He shows us what Scream should have done, and now Rain. He's just said, I've gotten all 3 kills. What more must I do? And it has to get all 5. Dropping down, 10 seconds on the clock, and this is a done deal. He doesn't have the time for it either. The other player, Scream, can just run away at this point. There's no time for the plant, and Rain knows it as well. Going to get the AWP and fall away, and that's 11. It's all gone wrong.
5-on-3 as well. Rain got the first 2 kills. Like, guys, I finally got us one. That is it.
We've done it.
We can calm down now. Let's go to 10-5. No. They come back. Nico 1-11. And that's Kiyoshima shutting it down. That amazing shot towards the B storage. That was it.
Yes.
Scream had the first chance at CD spawn. That would have shut the round down, but he missed it. And kept FaZe within the round, but then Keo stepping up and 11-0.
Good read from Scream as well to go check that. Knowing that Rain was in mid, knowing that that was a possibility, and even the fact that he misses the shot, he at least lets Kiyoshima know what the right play is. He's like, okay, you kind of have to get aggressive now. You got one coming behind you. You can't just sit and wait. Looks like FaZe wants to jump through this smoke over towards the B bomb site and apply a lot of pressure here.
Problem is they've got no grenades now. Remember, they had to drop a weapon at this point because Rain got no money for this round. So he still had armor, so they could somehow get him in an AK. Nico's still on the Galil. They've got 3 smokes as Exist does make his way in towards the checker room now. They've got the first kill again. Surely needs to get a couple more here. There we go. 5 versus 2 now. Nico started to come to life at last. Money's not actually amazing for this side, believe it or not. They're not like swole down and control. Every single round's coming down to a clutch pretty much. So they might as well save these 2 rifles at this point.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to, because Scream can drop, RPK can by himself, Haji will be able to drop as well. I think it'd be a disaster if Scream gets picked off here. Not sure why he's still even close or even peeking for this.
What's he doing?
His teammate's so far away as well, and the save's already been called.
Yeah, I really want him to get out of there. He needs to stay alive just to drop the weapons.
It's one of those spectating where it just makes you feel uncomfortable. You're like, ooh, please don't, please don't, please don't.
Yeah, well, he can drop, so he'll get another $1,400 on top of this, so he'll be hovering just under 6K, and we'll see whether he can drop 1 M4, maybe even a UMP as well.
Bigger story, Henry.
Go on.
FaZe on the board.
They have arrived.
They've taken the goose egg away.
Just to reiterate, EnVy are not in the top 30 teams in the world right now. FaZe are number 1.
We did see, was it Scream that put out that tweet today? That was just 31. Like, oh, what a shame. We're outside of the top 30.
Still getting paid
that's
15
actually,
grand a month or something.
That's actually unimaginable, though, outside of the top 30. Think of some of the teams that are now ahead of them.
Yeah, it just blows my mind. This is why I said about the EnVyUs thing. Sure, that sounded a bit of a joke, and it sort of was. But the fact is, these guys get paid top dollar still, Like, the core is still going to be paid same salaries they got when they won the major, They're still going to be around that level. So the fact they're at the top 30 and they're still not delivering, like, at what point you say this lineup just needs to go? Like, we just need to start fresh with EnVyUs. It's such a prestigious org, one of the biggest names in esports.
Yep.
And these guys just seem like they've given up on it. They're just coasting right now. So what's the bare minimum we can do to just keep ourselves within the organization and keep cashing in?
Well, they've definitely got some chances here to make some changes if that's the route they want to go. It depends on how confident they're going to be feeling in this one.
I think this has got to be the last chance of this lineup, right?
Yeah,
you brought in some young blood, you brought Kiyoshima back.
What is the next,
how many other changes do you have to make?
What is the next event they're going to be at? Are they at Marseille? I'm sure they will. It's a French team.
I haven't seen the invites for that. Did they even announce?
Okay. Yeah, they have them. I can't remember if they're there. Is why
I assume they'd invite the French. Maybe you can't even justify it at this point if they're not in the top 30.
Well, we'll see. Pushing up middle, that's Rain. I don't think he's clearing out sandbags. There's a player there, and Happy's going to find him, just biding his time patiently. 2 in mid, swings out very wide, commits to a fight before he knows what's there, and Kerrigan caught out in the open. Flashbang, that's the bomb down. Kiyoshima now looking behind him for the drop out events. He gets another one. Guardian picks off his teammate, but Kiyo can still hold strong, and here comes the flank. All down to Guardian, and perfect reactions from Envy. And Kiyo has been a problem for FaZe in this round. He's going to get 3 kills.
That's a harsh reset as well, Jason.
Yeah, it's a very harsh reset.
And well, to be fair, they kept the money. They
had 5 players alive.
So they can still buy, but Rain's going to have nothing. Guardian has, what, a Glock right now? I think a pause. That's difficult. How do you distribute the wealth you got? They'll probably get 3 rifles, 1 pistol, and like an SMG. It's not the worst buy in the world, but certainly not the best.
I don't think, it's one of those buys where you wouldn't feel too upset about it, 6 rounds in, but I think when you're staring at the gun of 1 to 12, you're like, really would like to have a few more AKs here.
Let's take a pause, let's work things out. I'd assume they've taken some time off.
It's a 1-week break for all of us.
Yeah, like just kind of calm down, work out what's going on with Olaf, who we bring in, can't practice in that period, obviously. Exist, I don't think was the ideal pickup, but probably one that made the most sense. In terms of to replace Olaf, like Swedish player, I guess is that. And they know he's very experienced, he can handle himself. He's not going to be in-game leading for them, but he's experienced enough just to kind of play the role and just kind of do what he has to. He's not going to be top of the scoreboard anytime soon, but he'll be enough to kind of keep the team going.
I think more critically, when you look at FaZe, he's got the experience of winning championships, of going deep into tournaments, which obviously they need on some level because they've dropped the ball in that regard. And then also he's not a player that requires kind of the star billing, does he? He doesn't need to be the big name, doesn't need to be the top of the scoreboard, doesn't need all the freedom that you're going to want to give over towards guys like Nico and guys like Guardian, even Rain to a degree. So 12-1. Maybe they took 2 timeouts, Henry.
Yeah, it could be a technical timeout. Oh, it is technical.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah, we get a lot of these on online CS. You can't really do much about it because you could just say, well, whoops, headset's not working. Just use that. Tactical timeout, unfortunately.
Spilled the pop on the keyboard.
That's why we had to take online results a bit of a pinch of salt because it's not proper conditions, it's like it's a little bit different. But here we go. Here's the scores on the doors right now. Hadji, no surprise with that. He's going to be at top with 17 and 7.
Robin's got 0 kills and 0 ADM.
He needs to step up his game, man.
Yeah.
High impact player.
He's gone and done it, hasn't he?
Well, that is so obviously one of the FaZe players that dropped out.
3 players over 100 ADR and Envy is actually
Nika's on
crazy.
28 ADR.
Yeah, that's not good either. It's just a really tough distribution to look at, but I think that's kind of what you have to point to for Envy is early on in this half, it was all Hadji. I mean, Hadji had so many big impact plays. The triple kill at the A-bomb side, he had the clutch against Nico. I think that was like round 4 or 5. That was huge. That was one of those early buys that FaZe was trying to turn in their favor. And just solid performances from a guy out of nowhere. And I mean, while we're on the conversation of Exist, it would be kind of cool to have seen FaZe, maybe they could have gone the other way. If you look at Envy bringing in a guy from the academy team, and we've seen, remember Fnatic brought Golden in, and even when Fnatic had to, have some people step in for Olaf, it was guys like Lekro, it was guys like Wenton, I think it was, that came in. So you test some of the younger talent, and then all of a sudden you're developing.
All I'm going to say is, where's your boy Freiburg? He was ready.
Yeah. He's still sitting on the sidelines, isn't he?
He was there. He was ready to go.
We had him in Poland. He was like deathmatching every day in that green room, wasn't he?
He's ready, man.
Doing his bar
I'm
off
sure
impression.
his name was up in the conversation for this spot, but Exist just plucked it away. But Freiburg, he did tweet yesterday.
Listen, there's no teammates when you're a free agent, is there?
It's true.
He
did tweet the other day. He's looking for a team for the closed or the open qualifier for the major in London, England. See you there in September. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Your city?
My city. I don't have to stay in a hotel for an event. Imagine that.
It must be nice.
That's gonna be crazy.
That's a luxury I'll never see.
the Michigan major.
That's the Grand Rapids major.
Coming to one of the most iconic cities in the world, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Listen, Grand Rapids
I thought it was like a waterfall, and that's why it was like a location.
It's got a river.
Okay.
It's got a river. And
I
you
thought
know,
like, it can't be the name of a city.
In its glory days, there were some pretty beautiful rapids.
Okay, fair enough.
It's been Beer City, USA 3 times running.
Beer City, like craft ales and
craft beers,
local lagers
breweries.
and stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
Got all of that in London as well. Yeah, we've got all sorts going on there. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're coming at summertime as well, Jason, which is a beautiful time to come.
I've been telling you for a while, I feel like I haven't gotten a proper London experience quite yet.
I know, that's
so
why
this will be the time.
I think we'll have some time as well. There surely won't be an event up into the running of the major. Surely we'll have a week of solace.
You'd think so, but September is pretty wrecked already. We've got
the player break in August, though, and then surely September can't be that stacked.
Well, we kick it off with another DreamHack Masters.
Okay,
in Stockholm.
there we go. Okay, so all right, maybe you should fly in. I'll give you one evening.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Either way, we're getting back into it, ladies and gentlemen. Round number 14. Sorry about the technical issues. What happens with online CS? We've got 10 different variables than we would at a LAN event.
Guardian somehow managed to squeak out an AWP, which is very nice. He's got no armor.
Yeah. It's not too bad, all things considered.
But they're very light on utility. That's the big thing. This is where you almost have to rely on Guardian. You say, like, listen, you need to go get us a pick, yeah.
Wait for the smokes to go down. They get a bit cocky now. They're probably pushing and trying to get frags with the guys, and we'll see whether they can step up here. Guardian will be baited in somewhat. Nico is struggling. You see the frustration there. As Guardian does exactly what he says he would do. Manages to get the first pick. Takes on Scream, who was just maybe being a little bit too cavalier with his approach there. The smoke had gone down, the shoulder peeking towards main. Guardian ready and waiting. Damage inflicted towards Nico. I assume that's from a nade or spam damage again. Looks like the spam damage came in. G maybe pushing this. We'll see what he decides to do. Using that slight gap to see if he walks out.
Got to be very mindful of how you're seeing Haji look there. The timing of this smoke will be huge for him. This is what a play he's making. Bold, and as the smoke fades, he gets right back. There was some pressure coming up highway, but it's readjusted itself elsewhere from FaZe. Nico's still very low. He's just going to be a lurker now. He wants to pick off one as they rotate over. They've got the rotation from Envy in towards the A bomb site. It's only RPK here. What a job to do, and he's pinned in now. Guardian with the AWP holding him into the site, and that's what happens. Really well done from FaZe. Just a slight amount of pressure applied to the A bomb site, and then you go attack the other side of the map. Well,
here comes Happy looking to pick up the pieces here. We'll have a chance. If he hits that shot, could have really thrown a spanner in the works. I think the CDs have to save already.
Yeah.
The money's still not great. Sure, they're 12-1 up. The rounds have been extremely close. So just save 3 weapons here. I think that's the correct call. They can definitely help out Scream and RPK. Maybe not with a rifle. I'm not sure. Haji will get 1400 again, so he can definitely drop an M4 and have limited utility. Happy cannot drop. RPK certainly can't. He has to one of the people buying a weapon.
The nice part about it for Envy, though, is because FaZe just haven't really won, as we can all tell, and their money is so incredibly low, they can't afford to chase any of these weapons down. They can't even afford to risk any of their own. So there's really no danger for Envy saving these 3 rifles into the round, which is about as good as you could expect. 12-2 is going to be the score. And Envy, no matter what happens, it's a dominant half.
This is FaZe we're talking about, right?
This is FaZe.
There is EnVyUs on the other side of the server.
This is FaZe versus the 32nd best team.
This could be an absolute crumble still.
Yeah.
This is not a EnVyUs victory by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay.
I have been casting Pro League a little bit longer than you.
Oh, yeah?
And I've seen 12-3 scorelines be turned around like they're nobody's business, okay? It's not a locked deal.
Listen, I come from NA. I have seen the
I've
seen the collapses. You can't imagine the things that my eyes have borne witness.
Collapse, the Team Liquid crumble.
Ooh, that one was rough, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's been a few back in your day.
Rolling back the years.
Whoa, okay, Kirishima and Happy kicking things off in style. Couple of frags falling back, not giving anything up whatsoever. 5-on-3, ladies and gentlemen. Nico, been very quiet so far. Voted as the number 2 player in the world in 2017. And he's looking like number 102 right now.
Oh, that's a good line. That'll be in all the movies.
As he's currently hovering around 3 kills.
Nico the Redemption will open with that line.
Well, with me calling him out, I'm teasing, of course. But it is what it is. Until they lose the game, it's fine. Like I said, I still think they can come back into this. Even at 13-2, I still think FaZe have enough firepower within them. Maybe not with this particular lineup, though. I guess with this coming in, it has thrown a slight caveat in there, but
I'm thinking one of the people who thinks that Exist still has a lot left to take. I think that's not ideal. Still gets 1.
As long as you get 1, I'm fine. You still won the round.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on.
All right.
Carrigan loves clutches on cash. They're his favorite thing. This will be... He's done so many of these in big events. Sure, they might be like 15-10 down, but he'll win one of these clutches and keep them alive.
I swear to God, most of Kerrigan's clutches always seem to be ones that should be impossible to win.
Yeah, I
like
know.
1v4s.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, it just comes out of nowhere and just wins them all. He's got a chance. Scream. He's got to go up against the
If he had
headshot
a
master.
smoke, I think there would be a chance. But Scream's in a really
He's
good
going to
position.
one-tap this. He's gonna... Ooh! He's done it! 1-on-1 now. Keo at 46 HP. It's absolute madness. Bomb planted. This would be awesome.
Kiyoshima coming in from A main. Carrigan has also been known to get extremely close to winning clutches and not closing them out. Now they know exactly where he is. He has been dinked in the process. Good flashbang, but once again, the bridesmaid, not the bride. And it will be Kiyoshima sending him back home. 13-2, Jason. Holy moly, red beans and ravioli, as you would say.
I do love bridesmaids, Henry.
Yeah, well, who doesn't?
Yeah.
13-2. Team EnVyUs. Up. It's do not adjust your sets. This is accurate.
This is not an error. It is not a graphical error. Production team is on point today. It is an incredible first half from Envy. A great start from Happy, but I think Haji is the one who's going to get all the props in the world.
Almost gave it up at the end, though.
Almost did, yeah. But, you know, even if he did, fair play. You used all your abilities early on in the game, all your clutch powers. Look at this.
Nico finish on 3-13. Not his best work.
It's the ADR that has me more worried than anything. 24. He wasn't even like having impact. Wasn't even involved.
Yeah, low impact. Exist is off again. Roban will stick in. So maybe they've got some technical issues going on. Maybe we'll see some tweets afterwards.
I was going to say, I do think Exist on this team, I think we're going to see a lot better Exist than what we saw in NIP down the stretch of that. I think Exist is much better individually than he gets credit for. I think he gets kind of caught in the long history in that team, and like just eventually you kind of like fade off, don't you? You get stuck in how you've been playing for the past 4 or 5 years. You're not trying anything new. You're not really reinventing. I think this is going to be a breath of fresh air for Exist, and we'll see some good stuff.
Also, a lot of pressure though, Jason. I'm afraid. Like going, if it was like the number 10 team in the world, and there's a big chance for him to show himself off. Sure, going to number 1 team in the world, and you're going to be getting a lot of pressure on your shoulders just to kind of perform and like kind of keep them up there. If things start going wrong, you have one bad event, you don't perform, and then you feel like this could not be my specific place. Sure, it's not. He's a substitute, but still, it might not be with all the star players around him. Is he really about to excel and show what he can do? I
think that pressure kind of subsides a little bit due to the fact that FaZe has collapsed in some of these finals we've seen him in. But this is a good start to the pistol round. Rain and Nico open things up, now coming through vents, a crossfire setup. Rain out in the open, though, and he's surely going to get dropped here. Couldn't even get one more. Guardian inside the bomb site. Kerrigan's now arrived as well. And there's just too many players of FaZe here to defend against this. So Envy have run out of gas.
I told you, 13-2, it's never safe when FaZe on the server.
Comeback's on already, as Henry would say.
I think it's coming. As Kiyoshima will be in a 4 versus 1. No chance of a plant either. He's just looking for any sort of cheap kills he can get towards the end here. Looking for the one taps, and he'll get one. Oh, Guardian. Just had to hit one bullet there. Almost got a little bit awkward. But there it is. Just the one kill, an extra $300 for Kiyoshima. That's all he wanted. And we're going to round number 17 here. Will they force find the second round? Traditionally, the answer would be yes. A lot of teams experimenting with the full eco in this round. No bomb down, getting the Gilils out in the third.
There's no reason to buy here if you're Envy. You don't get a bomb plant. You have 13-3 lead. Don't risk it. They do it. But here we go.
Why end it late when you can end it now?
It's a really good question.
You know?
Look at the odds. What the hell?
Get your bets in now. I'm calling it.
Going for the upset. All right, we'll see. Exist looking like he wanted the posture to boost up a teammate. No reason to use that just now. 5 deagles on the board for Envy, so this is going to be a slower paced round. They don't have any utility. They can't throw any set executes if they kind of run out of ideas. They're just going for some frags to force some rotates to create some open space. And that space is shrinking as Rain has pushed up at the B bomb site over towards the sunroom.
We've all experienced a bit of shrinking before, Jason. As we'll get into an encounter with the Deagles here. Carrigan might be in a bit of trouble here. The one tap could be coming his way, holding a really desperate angle. I hate those positions where you're just like crawling back, knowing they're going to peek at any second. But he does manage to come out on top, and it will be one kill at least for EnVyUs here. Doesn't look like they'll do much with the round overall. Kiyoshima on low HP down to 42, but another one comes in for Scream, starting to show us what he can do with the pistols now. 3 versus 3. Forcefire might be working out after all, as Happy finds the FAMAS, and they'll just be using their time here to work out what the next player is. Scream does go down, courtesy of Nico, down to 62 points of health. Still alive and kicking, though.
This is what you want, though, if you have the Deagles. You got these 2 kills, and even though it's a 3-on-3, you have the ideal scenario, because look at the defense. Guardian has to push up. Yeah, 1 in the middle, 1 in the A bomb site. Everywhere you go, you only have 1 defender to go through, but that clock where you have that opportunity is dwindling with this flank coming in. Now Kerrigan has rotated up highway. Guardian's meeting up with them. They know it's going to be A. That's the last play that Envy have, and Nico waiting for the flashbang. He's going to peek, gets a kill. Hiding more as his teammates come in and adds a second onto it, and FaZe do recover nicely. Good flank from Guardian.
We're not done just yet, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be going to round number 18 here. There'll be a full eco for EnVyUs. Not really much they can do with this round. Maybe PT50s, that's about it. Could just be a full Glock eco. We'll find out as we get deeper into this game. I am going to call now. We might be seeing all the rounds. One flashbang, PT50s, and Scream will be the one to flash him in. I assume they maybe go like towards the door. He flashes in from a main. Could be the other way around. So the player, happy of course by himself with a Glock. See what he can do with that. And it's going to be a push from Nico, but the flash is actually pretty decent. Luckily he'll get away. Happy might have been better off just challenging him there. But overall, Nico falls back. Exist will buy them time, and Guardian.
Oh, you love this.
Here we come. This is the kind of push his dreams are made of. As he comes round, there's 3, but he only gets 1. It does damage to the other 2. Round will be secure either way, but that could have been a lot more satisfying for him.
Obviously, the Opera with the SMG trying to get some of the bonus money for when the gun runs come in.
$600 a piece.
Yeah, you can't argue against that too much. Kerrigan now waiting. I think he knows one drop, but he just clotheslines Haji. 4-13, and FaZe looking like they're going to have another round in the books. Even Rain has a pretty long angle. He's in checkers right now. There's a smoke there, but he'll have the early warning system. Once that disappears, you can play this angle and just fall away as soon as he sees a body. I don't see a whole lot of danger in this round for FaZe, Henry.
Not really with an MP9, no armor, no nades.
2 Molotovs as well still on the books. One on Rain over at that B bomb site, so if he does see one, he can delay for the rotation.
Oh, we've got Happy, though. He is in the squeaky door still. What is the play here? This is a Felica. What are they really... I guess it is like, if we can waste as many grenades as we possibly can on the CT side.
I think it's just one more kill, right? Force one more rebuy out of him.
25 seconds. We'll end up at A. They've got a nade, an MP9, but Nico's in a perfect position for this sort of play. He can get like all 3 kills here. As he takes down 1, they might as well commit now. No reason to wait. There we go. Pretty easy stuff.
Cool idea with the nade, though. Throw it and peek at the same time.
That's the old JW play. Yeah. Used to do that on long dust too. Drop a nade on the corner, peek for it. Very frustrating to play against.
Yeah, I can imagine it would be. A lot of things JW did back in the day were pretty frustrating to play against, though. They were pretty frustrating to watch as well. It's one of the, you're just like, how does that
I always used to say, like, he just throws the rule book away for CS. You shouldn't copy his play style if you're watching at home.
He's definitely not a player that you wanted to emulate.
Yeah, it's like, he can get away with it because he was so good, right? Like, you can't with your play matchmaking. It's not going to work out for you. But either way, here we go. A gun round. Not the best one for Team EnVyUs. You can see they are lacking a bit of utility, no AWP. But Kerrigan in the perfect position for a couple of frags. Yep, and he gets 1. EnVyUs stride back and take the lead 4-on-3.
It's Haji again. Rain now hiding behind the box. Haji checks it, can't win that fight, but now they know exactly where Rain is. Surely they'll trade this one off. He goes out. Molotov burns some of the EnVy players down. Not too much, but okay. Flashbang in. Happy wants to use it to cross. He'll be able to get that bomb planted. The Molotov might actually save FaZe this round. They have time now to get closer up to start this retake.
Well, Molotov does go down, but bomb will be planted. Another one coming in, looks like it. Exist, waiting in heaven. No utility left for EnVyUs here, remember. So, smoke to come out towards the entrance of B. That'll buy them a bit of time and thwart any defense on that side, but Happy looking to challenge. Of course he is, wants to get stuck in. Find a heroic kill is required. 3 versus 2 now. Kits available. At least for Exist, but no smokes now. The final flashbang will be thrown. Exist will have to go on it. Doesn't really blind anyone, and Exist will be dropped. 3 versus 1, no chance. Nico wins this, I'm afraid. Bomb's already too far gone. He's got 2 kills to find. That looks quite good, but still not going to help him out at all. Winning the round, he keeps EnVyUs very modest, sure. All 5 players might even go down here. RPK does wait and check, it'll be fine.
You don't get silver linings, though, at this point if you're FaZe. Like, you know, if this was a closer scoreline, maybe you say, oh, you got 4 kills, you keep the money low, you can still reset them coming up in the next round. But when you're down 5 to 13 or 5-14 now, that kind of moral victory doesn't really work.
Not as much.
Certainly not as much. Well, Nico does the old classic restart the game so your score resets.
Has he?
So you don't have to look at the like the 3.
I don't think that works for an ESL. I think you get your score when that happens. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you get your money back and stuff. Remember?
All right. Well, maybe it works in the graphic. Oh, here we go.
There you go. 6
and 1.
Oh, so what happens is every half it resets the score. ESL resets the score, not the frags.
Okay.
So the score is such a stupid, arbitrary thing in CS:GO anyway. Like, what does that even mean?
I have never found that out.
Like you get a point per kill and a point for an assist, but that doesn't show you had a good game. that you can have more points by planting the bomb.
There are plays being made all across the map by FaZe. We'll see Nico as well was aggressive over towards A. He's fallen back. Nice trade from FaZe Clan as actually even Kerrigan adding Scream onto it. And actually no progress has been made from Envy. They haven't even moved out. They haven't gained control of anything with those 2 kills going down. They've sacrificed 2 players, got nothing for it. What a frag from RPK. Running right out the drive-by. Nico's the only one left coming through the smoke. Are they waiting for this? No. The flashbang comes out. RPK's blind. Good trade once again for Keo. Now into a 2-on-2. And the off shot from Guardian doesn't ring true, but he's still caught out in the open and goes down.
Wow. Okay, Exist. You got your work cut out for you. How valuable is he to this team? He's got no kid, no nades. 2 players to find. First one successful up against Hadji. Fresh out of the academy team, looking to prove himself against the big dogs here. Already won a few clutches, looking to add another to his name, and he does it. Finds match point for EnVyUs at the same time. Certainly top bragging at this point, and that's money gone. Match point. At this point, I'm thinking about the next map if I'm Team FaZe.
Yeah, you certainly need to start having the conversation and more just say, all right, guys, everyone needs to kind of, you know, play a little bit better individually, because I don't even necessarily think FaZe was, they just seemed cold coming into this in that first half, didn't they?
Understandably so.
Yeah. So, pistols on the board for FaZe, plenty of nades. It's the arsenal, it's the weaponry that they're lacking. CZ's Deagles. There's RPK right, actually that's over at the B-bomb site. That wasn't even in mid from what we saw. That's RPK spamming through another smoke, so a little bit lucky, but you're always gonna take that to the bank.
Yeah, cash it in. Take what you can. As Rain will be left alone on the B side for now. 3 players on the A side, while 2 towards middle. It's going to be Exist with the Desert Eagle looking in towards A main, is trying to get anything going he can. Thing is, even if he gets a kill there, it'll be a 4-on-4, and he won't be able to recover the weapon, so it's not like he'll do that much for him.
Boost.
This could work out.
Boost into a boost. We'll see how this works when he decides to peek. Scream has to be aware of this
actually better at this sort of range. So, there we go. Oh, goodness gracious.
That's the exact angle that was used last time by Happy. He got that opening kill. Now he goes for the follow-up, but Nico finds him from straight below.
I guess the AK.
Yeah, 3 players headed towards A main, and Nico has got to fall back. He's got to be cautious doing it. Here comes the nade. He's got to get back towards the site. Exist only has a Deagle running out of chances, and he goes down. Nico has now arrived. 1 headshot for him on Haji. He's taken out the Clutch Master, at least in this game, and Nico now has 1 pinned into the site. The bomb hasn't made its way in. They're waiting for Kiyoshima to make his play out of mid.
Here he comes. Is it enough? It looks like it might be. Nico in a 3 versus 1. Normally we'd say this is realistic for him with the way he's playing tonight. Probably not. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Team EnVyUs will be picking up the first map of this series. They'll be going in 16-5. Can you believe it? I certainly can't. Congratulations to anyone who went on Betway and went with EnVyUs. I think I would have taken a brave man to choose that. But
certainly would have betting for a top 40 team.
Yeah, well, there we go. It will be a great performance. Shout out to Hadji. He can hold his head high after that one. Some great clutches. High impact in the very first half. Lots of 3Ks, 2Ks, holding the A-bomb side efficiently. And I think FaZe got to pull their socks up for the second map. That was not quite good enough, but understandably so. I'll reiterate it one more time. Olaf has gone away for personal reasons. Exist to be brought in the kind of last minute as a substitute. That's going to be all from this map. We'll be back after this break, and we'll see all the analyst thoughts of Dcash.